Going on. As always, I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. All right, so I don't want to sound racist. I guess when you start off saying something like "I don't want to sound racist," that sounds like I'm finna say something racist, huh? That's how I feel. But this is something that I've been wanting to speak on for a long time, but just never really got around to it. But anyway, so in the Bible, if you look in the Old Testament, it talks about the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, when you want to know who were some horrible people, everybody done heard about Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, most of us have heard about Sodom and Gomorrah. That's the city that was so bad that, well, the cities that were so bad and terrible that God ended up destroying this place. And that's the place where the lady turned around and looked when her family was leaving and getting away. She turned around and looked and turned into a pillar of salt. So that's that city, right? So a lot of us done heard about that. And then you'd heard about, probably heard about the Philistines. Those were the people that Goliath came from, the giant who David slew. David and Goliath. But the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, the children of Israel, the Hebrews, those God's chosen people, man, those were the worst people. I don't know if y'all know that or not. If you don't really read the Bible, you're not going to know that. You're just going to know, oh, Israel is God's chosen people. But the children of Israel were the worst people in the Bible, man. They was horrible. They never listened to God, no matter how many times he saved them. He used Moses to deliver them. He used Joshua to deliver them. He used David to deliver them. He used so many people to deliver them, male and female. He used so many judges. There's a whole book in the Bible called Judges, and it's all about the leaders of Israel who delivered them in and out of bondage, who delivered them out of bondage every time they went into bondage. Well, the reason why I'm speaking on that is because I want y'all to look at a few things. And this is why I say it may seem a little racist. But it's really not. I just want you to pay attention. Like, I'm going to point out some things about the Israelites. And people who know me, people who went to school with me, people in my family, they know how I feel about this subject. But if you look at the Israelites, this is one thing about the Israelites. One of the first things that happened with them in the Bible is that they were forced to put gold in their mouth. When Moses came off that mountain and they had made a little cow, a little golden cow, which is what they call Baal or Baal, the god Baal. Um, Moses made them grind it up, put it in water, and drink it. So they had gold all in their mouth. Um, I don't know if that reminds you of anybody, putting gold in their mouth. Another thing about the children of Israel is that they multiplied a lot. They had a lot of babies. This was evident whenever they went to war. One of the enemies said, when you see them coming, it's like they cover the earth. When they was in Egypt, the reason Egypt put them into slavery was because they had multiplied so much. They had so many babies. Um, I don't know if you know anybody who happens to be a race of people that makes a lot of babies. Another thing about the tribes of Israel was that they stayed in bondage. They stayed in slavery. They stayed in bondage. They stayed in some kind of basically slavery. Uh, I used to work at Angola. I used to be a correctional officer at Angola, and that's one of the first things we learned was that by definition, a prisoner is the same thing as a slave. If you read through the book of Judges, if you read through the Old Testament, the Israelites stayed in bondage. They stayed in slavery because they kept disobeying God, so God will put them in slavery. And it'll be when they call on Him, they'll be let loose. I don't know if you know a race of people that stay in jail or that go to jail, finds God, come back out, and go back to their same old ways again. I don't know if y'all know a race of people that does that. Um, what else about the children of Israel? And this is all in the Bible. Um, they were defiant. They didn't like to listen to nobody. They was hard headed. They did what they wanted to do, regardless if it was against the law, regardless, if it was against what God told them. They still did what they wanted to do. The Bible says they were stiff necked people. Stiff necked people. You couldn't make them stop doing wrong for nothing. They just kept doing wrong. I don't know if y'all know anybody like that. You know, I don't know. Another thing it said about the children of Israel was that at one point their skin turned black as an oven. I believe that's in Lamentations chapter 4 and in Lamentations chapter 5. It say their skin turned as black as an oven. Their skin turned as black as coal. Now, I'm not here to try to say that we are the children of Israel because the Bible don't necessarily say that. It doesn't really say what their race was. Even though it was 12 tribes, they became 12 different nations. I'm sure, but well, I won't say they became 12 different nations, but they were 12 tribes. And like I said, I can't say whether we were those people or not. Um, we do know from the Bible that 11 of those tribes originated somewhere else. But one of those tribes, the tribe of Joseph, originated in Africa. And because that's where he was sent, and that's where he was, where he found his wife. Now, whether his wife was African, we cannot say. But we know that that tribe originated in Africa. That tribe ended up being the biggest tribe, which was split into two tribes called Ephraim and Manasseh. The Bible made it clear that Ephraim liked to fight. I don't know if you know some people like that like to fight. But anyway, like I say, I'm not trying to say that we are those people because I cannot say that. I'm not gonna say what the Bible don't say. I'm not just gonna assume and say that's what it is. But what I will say is that we are a lot like those people. If my personal opinion, I would believe that yeah, we are definitely descendants of at least one of those tribes. But that's my personal opinion. Biblically, biblically, it does not. Biblically, I don't know if I'm saying that word right for some reason, it sound wrong, but it does not say that. It doesn't say what they were. The only ones we know of is pretty much the Jews. We know that was one tribe. Um, but what I'm trying to say is that this tribe was so these people, not just that tribe, but this people was so ratchet, so hood, so ghetto, so foul, and they never changed. The only time that they got better, the only time that they did better, the only time that they were better was when they called on God. So I'm saying tonight that our people, and not just our people, but all people, but let's be real. Who you think the worst people on earth is right now? And I'm not gonna say it's us because you got people over there in the Middle East who's strapping bombs to their children. But you got people right here who know God, who know God real. There's something about it in our blood where we just know God is real. And we still cutting up. We out here stealing. We out here steady breaking the law. We out here steady having sex with so many different people that ain't married to them. We out here doing things that we know God don't want us doing. We out here partying all the time. We out here drunk all the time. We out here cutting up. You know what I'm saying? We focused on our hair. We focused on gold. You know what I'm saying? We focused on gold. We focused on so much stuff that ain't of God. Even though we in the midst of a crisis, we still focused on things that ain't of God, and we not trying to change. Corona haven't changed a lot of us. It haven't changed us. We still cutting up. We just ready for the mall to open back up. We just ready to get our hair done again. We just ready to get our nails done again. We just ready to get out here in these streets again. We ready to get out in the club again. You see, the thing about us is that we foolish. We are foolish, ignorant people. And at least these ones over here in the Middle East or wherever they at that's over here strapping bomb to their kids, they believe they doing it in the name of God. They believe that they martyrs. They believe they doing the right thing. We know what we doing is foolish. I'm dumb with it. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff we say. I'm dumb with it. But I mean, this is how we was raised. This is how we was taught. A lot of us is victims of society. Whatever the situation is, it's not gonna change unless we call on God. It's not gonna change unless we call on God. Don't get me wrong. I ain't bashing my people, but I don't like to pretend. I can't pretend that something is okay when it's not okay. We gotta change our ways. We gotta change our ways, and the only way we gonna change our ways is if we call on God. That's it, because we can't change ourselves. So that's all I got, man. It's time for us to start telling our people to wake up and start focusing on God, because this corona, I seriously believe this is just the beginning. And the Bible, Christ said, when you start seeing epidemics and plagues, that's the beginning of sorrows. So that means it's gonna get worse. This is only the beginning. So let's start telling our people. And y'all know I don't care if you would share a video of mine. I just want you to share the word. Tell somebody. Maybe it's time we start focusing on God a little more. Maybe it's time we start, coming to God a little bit. Let's start praying. You know what I'm saying? Start praying more. Even if it's just like 5 extra minutes a day. Pray when you wake up. Pray when you go to sleep, man. Start talking to God throughout the day, and you'll see a change start to occur in your life. It's just that simple. Like, it's just that simple for real. Let's invite God in. When you invite him in, he gonna come in. So that's all I got right now, man. I really hate it when my videos go long, but if God got something for me to say, I'm gonna say it. But anyway, man, love y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all day.